Six Degrees is a global forum on inclusion and citizenship in the 21st century. It was created by the Institute for Canadian Citizenship, was founded by the Right Honourable Adrian Clarkson, the first Canadian refugee Governor General, and also John Ralston Saul, which is one of Canada's leading intellectuals. And this global forum on inclusion and citizenship, called Six Degrees, was founded as an initiative to build a platform where we got to discuss in a serious manner how do we go about building more inclusive societies. And so Six Degrees came about a year and a half ago, and we've been working hard at delivering a project which will come alive in its first iteration in September of 2016. Absolutely. Inclusion is one of the things that the Institute for Canadian Citizenship has been arguing and having conversations about for a while. We sit in one of the most diverse cities around the world, which is Toronto. We genuinely don't feel the same way the same way we feel here in Toronto. We don't feel when we travel to other places in different areas. And so we thought that we should show the world how it feels to be included in a city like Toronto, and so that's why inclusion. The other theme is exodus, the mass movement of people, which because of environmental degradation, social political strife, people will be forced to find a better home to live. And finally, prosperity, which is very important to the core of every society. How do we thrive in multicultural cities, in global hubs? And that big question of whether diversity drives prosperity is something that we've been asking ourselves for a while, and it's one that we want to be answering through the discussions and debate at Six Degrees. Toronto, I mean, we read about it in many publications, and that's considered the most multicultural city around the world. And I mean, even though that is perhaps a fact, really what you feel when you live in a city, the third largest in North America, what you feel by living in Toronto is very unique, and you only get to experience it while you're here. So that sense of belonging to a place, myself as a Mexican that have been living here for 12 years, have very much felt like this is my home. And so we want to develop Six Degrees here in Toronto because we want our international delegates and different people that we engage as part of this conversation to come and experience how a North American city deals with diversity in an effective way, with its own issues, own problems, but we truly feel that this is the place where really diversity happens in a prosperous way. El lenguaje para mí, personalmente, como para el Institute for Canadian Citizenship, es algo muy importante. Nosotros siempre decimos que el buen lenguaje tiene buenos resultados y que el mal lenguaje o el mal uso de la lengua puede tener muy malos resultados muy negativos. Y eso es particularmente lo que estamos viendo con el tipo de lenguaje que utilizan líderes como Donald Trump precisamente. Y para nosotros el uso del lenguaje es algo clave y que puede tener repercusiones importantes en las políticas públicas y en las acciones de sociedades y comunidades a través del mundo. Entonces, para Six Degrees es muy importante el que instauremos un lenguaje positivo para que nos ayude a construir sociedades exitosas y que tengan resultados positivos en un mundo bastante complicado. Yo creo que en el mundo actual es raro encontrar sociedades que incluyan a sus ciudadanos de manera efectiva. Y creo que Canadá es uno de esos países que, a pesar de los problemas que como cualquier comunidad tenemos, es una sociedad que es bastante inclusiva. Entonces, para mí el poder haber tenido la oportunidad de estudiar aquí y de desarrollarme profesionalmente ha sido magnífico, porque, pues bueno, es sabido en todo el mundo que Canadá es un líder en cuanto a la inclusión y la diversidad, y en donde en verdad te provee con las herramientas para poder cumplir las metas que tú consideres sean personalmente posibles, o las metas profesionales que tú tengas.